Yeah, this is such a wild thing that you built. It's so crazy. I mean, this is a dream, I'm sure, you know, having to write down.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Memphis Grizzlies up against the Rockets in Houston. Houston has to feel pretty happy about their recent play. They are putting together an impressive stretch of basketball. Only one loss in their last 8 games. We'll see if that continues tonight. And for the Houston Rockets, everyone wondered how Chris Paul and James Harden, 2 ball-dominant players, would complement each other. Shaq, your thoughts?
Both.
What's that?
Both can create.
Okay.
Both can play off the ball.
True.
And both just want to win.
Okay.
Both.
I like that. Both. But, you know, Paul always said he's excited to play off the ball, but I wasn't sure how it was going to work. You know, he typically hadn't done that. But, you know, James Harden, great floor leader, leadership skills have really picked up over the last 2 years.
You weren't sure how it was going to work out.
No, it wasn't.
That makes both of us.
Yeah.
Both.
Make sure to pick up your official NBA trophy. Get player stats, find schedules, and read interviews with the NBA players. Programs are located at all entrances to the stadium. Tickets are still available for the next games. Purchase your tickets today. Visit the ticket counter for available games or sign up for season tickets today. Rockets basketball, this is
This is 2K Sports. And with pregame routine.
Well, guys.
Yeah, with that pump fake, he can get to the free throw line too, DA. There's just no answer. Bill in Houston, if there's one critique of James Harden's game, it's been his defense. But do you think that's changing a bit? We're seeing some evolving in his game.
Definitely changing. First of all, he's playing defense now, which has been a revelation.
Jeff Bezdelik, I think, has really gotten his fingerprints on it.
Yeah, good name drop, too, by the way. I like that. Yeah, you know what changes your defense is being picked apart online and Twitter GIFs and YouTube clips and people on studio shows on big, giant HD screens pointing out that you didn't try on this and that you're a matador. And I think that there's been a shaming element of his defense that's actually been successful for him. And I wish we'd had that in the 80s for Dominique Wilkins and some of these other guys. Maybe if we had shamed Dominique Wilkins, maybe we would have played better defense.
And the starting group for the Grizzlies. Marc Gasol is out there with Griffin. Then it's AI. Then it's Brooks. And it's Harrison in at the point guard position. Here's AI. James Harden picking up that last basket. Griffin kicks to Brooks. Reyes, the pass to Brooks. Now, here's AI, defended by Paul. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Gasol, and taken away by Paul, and here they come. And here's Tucker. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Magic in Orlando. Brooks outside. Reyes, the pass to Gasol. Out to AI. Memphis moving it around. And the Rockets last season, first team to ever shoot more threes, Bill, than twos.
Yeah, is that a good thing?
It's more interesting to watch. Percentages are a little skewed.
Is it more interesting to watch if you're 7 years old or if you love basketball like us? I don't know.
It's
I
fun
still
to
love
call.
the back cut.
Yeah, I agree.
This is the society we're in now, right? Like, people love home runs. They love three-pointers.
Big shots.
I will never in my life get used to watching guys on a 3-on-2 fast break go to the corners versus go to the basket.
And that's what Houston does.
And that's what Houston does, and mathematically it's the right move. But I still kind of like layups sometimes.
You're a traditionalist.
I like to straddle traditionalism versus the new math. I get the new math. I don't understand shooting 45 threes in a game. Just, what is that? It's just a new form of basketball, I guess.
It is, yeah. Now here's Gasol. After the miss from Reyes, Gasol dishes to AI.
He's not shooting a high percentage right now, and part of the reason could be that his shot quality is poor, and he's just got to be a little smarter about his shots.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Grizzlies have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. And stolen by Chris. The finish, and it's Harden slamming it down.
And Harden, an absolutely vicious dunker. Terrific at bouncing towards the rim for the epic throwdown.
That instant replay brought to you by Under Armour Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive the unleashing of chaos that time. So timeout called here. The first for Memphis.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they've been a bit unlucky. Some of it is poor shot selection, in a slump, no doubt. But it can be turned around. They just need to find ways to score the ball.
Bill, we've seen the NBA take steps to amend the draft lottery. Any further changes that you might recommend?
The biggest thing I would do is I just don't think you should be able to finish in the top 3 2 years in a row. I think there has to be some sort of schmuck insurance for the rest of the league. I'm fine rewarding the one bad season, but when you're just continuously bad, the year that Cleveland, when they won the lottery 3 out of 4 years, I just thought that was a travesty.
Just didn't feel like it.
No, it's just wrong. There's 30 teams in the league, and you have a team that really blows the LeBron James era and just surrounds him with the wrong people, and he leaves, and then really can't stay out of its way for the next couple of years, and they just keep getting the number 1 pick. I don't agree with that. I think that's bad. I also thought it was bad that Philly was able to get number 3 and number 1 in back-to-back years, and it's bad that the Celtics were able to get the 3rd pick and then the 1st pick. So that would be the one thing I would do. I don't think it should. I don't think you should be able to successfully fail for multiple years.
And that drops in from beyond the arc. 3-pointer from Reyes. AI's got 8 points.
Where was the defense? Come on now. Where was it? No idea how they gave up that open look.
With it, AI picks him up. Chris Paul, future Hall of Famer, so many individual achievements. No rings to this point. Has missed some big games because of injuries. Where is he in the landscape of that discussion?
I mean, unquestionably a future Hall of Famer. One of the 7, 8 best point guards ever. There's no question. I do think the playoff resume matters a little bit. And I think the reality is he's 5'11". Like, he can list himself as 6'1", but he's a 5'11" guy. And it's really, really hard to build a championship team around a small guy. We've only really seen Isaiah Thomas in the modern era since the merger. He's the only guy we've seen be the focal point of a championship team. And Isaiah he's probably 6'1", maybe 6'2". It's just hard. It's hard to build your entire team around a short guy in a league with giant guys.
Here's Brooks. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Being aware there, excellent recognition, fantastic playmaking leading to the nice shot.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. Houston with a big group substitution here. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. Gerald Green comes in for Chris. Eric Gordon, he's checked in for James Harden. And Knight subbed in for Paul. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Lenz checked in for Gasol. Jackson comes in for Blake Griffin. Caspi, he's checked in for Dylan Brooks. And Garrett Temple subbed in for Harrison. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. Bill Commissioner Adam Silver believes the 2K Esports League will have the staying power of the NBA, the WNBA, the G League. A pretty powerful comment to make.
And I hope he's right, because I want to be the lead color guy. I want us to be the team. Why can't it be us, Kevin Harlan?
Are you kidding me?
Let's do that. Cut me the check. As
Sign
Rasheed
me
Wallace
up.
would say, CTC, cut the check.
Bill Simmons is here.
I'm ready.
And here are the Grizzlies now. The Rockets making the shot, and it's Eric Gordon with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. 1:30 left to play here in the first. Jackson takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Jackson's got his first bucket of the night. White with it. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Outside, Green. From outside, off the mark. Last game for Houston, they picked up the win against the Magic. And another basket for Memphis.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Houston in the lead. 54 seconds left in the first. Gordon outside. No good on the shot. And Memphis the other way now. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Rockets. That one was played down in Houston.
And you know what? They were giving away points, missing at the line. A big factor in the outcome.
Ditto that. When you give up this many points at the line, makes it a lot easier for the opposition.
Ennis, he's checked in for Gordon. And it's tied up with that one. There's 45 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Knight finds Nene. Right wing. Now, here's Tucker. He's guarded closely.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. The defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Now, here's Tucker. Still looking for his first bucket in this one.
That's just unselfish basketball by Tucker, making the extra pass to set up his teammate.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. AI outside. Jackson passes to Reyes. And AI throws it down.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time. And he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one. That's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. He would have had to go straight through him, and that's not legal.
Man, it's just been an avalanche of points here in the early going.
Yeah, you know, both teams scoring at a really steady clip. If you like good offense, you've come to the right spot. This is your game.
Well, it's been a high-scoring competitive game through the first quarter of play. Rockets ahead. They're up by 3. We'll be back shortly live from Houston, Texas. A unique upbringing for Clint Capella. Spent years in a...
Even as a kid, I wasn't even dreaming about that far. I was...
Just an inspiring story, Greg. It gives you perspective on why you should be grateful for everything you have.
Kevin, without a doubt, Capella's upbringing helped shape him, and the hard work he continues to put in is really admirable.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Rockets?
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
They've got Brandon Knight. Nene is out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's Green, and it's Ennis in at the 3, the small forward. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Hi, Kevin. Well, AI in their last time out against the Heat was outstanding. He scored 35 points and seemed to be playing in slow motion with a huge number of assists. He put up numbers that really jumped out in the box score. A very solid performance. Kevin, we'll see what he's got in his arsenal tonight.
All right, David, thank you, guys. Could you believe that performance? Wow.
I mean, it was really something to see. Yeah, he showed everybody just how special he is when he is on his game.
Greg, something really stoked his fire. Man, there was no holding him back. And when a player is that locked in, you just got to sit back and enjoy the ride.
Bill, with last year's do-or-die season finale between Minnesota and Denver, final game of the regular season, momentum is gathering for a play-in tournament for the last 2 playoff spots. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I wrote about this in 07. I called it the Entertaining as Hell tournament, where basically the first 7 seeds were guaranteed, And the 16 teams that didn't make it out of the two conferences, they just went head-to-head, single elimination. And then you have the final two games in New York City, and you blow it out, and you have a fun thing with it. I think that Minnesota-Denver game was important, and maybe the solution is you have the 6 seeds guaranteed in each conference, and then you have 7, 8, 9, 10 in each conference, and you just have playing games. You have 7 versus 10. You have 8 versus 9. You do it over the course of a couple days. Use the TV revenue from that, because you could get good money from that, to maybe shorten the season.
Great
which
idea.
would be, for me, the number one thing I would change about the league. I think we should have a 70-game season. You could talk me into 76, but there's too many games. There's too many nights where the players... I just think basketball is really hard to play.
There's Harrison following the score by Houston. Shoots the 3. The second chance effort. It's tipped. Green up on top. Back to Ennis. Outside, Green. It's good. The assist that time from Ennis. Green's got 7. We were talking about the length of the NBA season and various opinions on shortening it. I suppose, Bill, one argument is that you want regular season games to be more significant. And you want that regular season to mean something every
Mean a little bit more.
Yeah.
Make the pace... I don't know. When you get after the All-Star break, you can really feel these guys slogging through. You know, and especially with the good teams, like a team like Golden State. All they did all year was whine and complain. Oh, well, we know this is going to be a hard season. Can't be that hard. You have 4 of the best 20 players. Like, settle down. I think you'll be fine. You're winning every game by 30 points.
Yeah.
But I wish they would tighten the season.
Bill, your long-lost cousin Ben Simmons headlined a tremendous rookie class in 2017. In fact, people might think it's the best rookie season ever in the history of the league.
A lot of good players. Simmons, Mitchell, Tatum. Do we count Simmons in that class, though? I guess
since he won the Rookie of the Year, let's put him in there.
All right, we'll put him in there. I think if you come out of a year of rookies and you get one guy who has a chance to be a franchise guy, that's a good thing. We had 3. If you're doing 3 a year for 10 years, you have the most ridiculous league of all time. I think the talent ebbs and flows, and we've had stretches. Like, I think last decade, in the 2000s, especially like from about 03 to 07, 08, like, we were just short all-stars. We were just short a few guys, and you saw teams like the Nets with Jason Kidd made the finals 2 years in a row, and you saw the Ben Wallace Pistons team actually win the title.
With no superstars.
Right. And you saw, in 06, the Pistons, remember they were on pace to win 70 games. They had 4 All-Stars. The league just wasn't that good, and now it's flipped, and it's so loaded. I think from a talent standpoint, as good as any year since 1993.
Wow, that's a big statement.
Yeah, which 25 years ago, we're just loaded with guys who could be Hall of Famers someday, or 8-time All-Stars, things like that. So now you look at this 17 class, and Simmons, Mitchell, Tatum, just right there. That's awesome. I still believe in Lonzo, and I still believe in De'Aaron Fox. I think those guys can be All-Stars too.
Here is Harden after Memphis gets the 3 and off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Harden's got 6.
And the mid-range game of Harden, excellent. An offensive genius, really. I mean, knows exactly where to get the looks that he wants.
1:53 left now here in the second. No good with the layup.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Brooks misses. And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for the Houston Rockets. Their next game playing at home as the Nets come into town. And so it's the Houston Rockets with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Brandon, how would you say?
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Really an incredible game from AI.
His points production thus far off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter where he is on the floor either, Greg. He's making it look very easy. He's looking to score the ball.
Tipping off the second half, here's J.B. Bickerstaff's 5. Griffin is out there with Brooks. And it's Marc Gasol. Then it's AI. And it's Harrison in at the 5. Here's Capella. The Grizzlies pull it in.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Yeah, excellent extension on the block. Superb timing as well to swat that one away.
Here is Harden. 10 points for him.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. A moment now to check out who's leading in the All-Star voting. You look at AI.
And I really feel like the fans got it right. A lot of players are having big seasons in the West, and he's right up there with the best of them.
And keep tuning in for updated results. You can visit NBA.com for more. Now, here is Harden. A dependable source of points for his team, averages just under 24 points a game. The rebound by Gasol.
Unfortunately, his shot has been everywhere, all over the place. Can't buy a basket. However, his teammates got him covered.
Harrison kicks to Griffin. Memphis moving that ball around. Harden outside. Quick shot there, and it's off target.
Boy, a sluggish, muddy start to the second half. Still scoreless.
Maybe he was trying to show off or something like that.
Is that what you think?
Absolutely.
Instead, it had the opposite effect. He looked foolish.
And he might be small for a center, but boy, can he jump out of the building.
The Rockets shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one. Green, he's checked in for Houston. And Memphis also making a switch. Caspy's checked in.
And, you know, one of the things you admire most about Clint Capella is that he plays to his strengths. He doesn't do stuff that he can't do. An athletic big man who, in that way, is similar to DeAndre Jordan.
Now, here's AI. He's got 20.
Well, the timing of Griffin really superb in these situations. He has a great sense for when to leave the floor on these alley-oop jams.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Hammock. Here's Green. 3-point lead. Baseline try. Connects. The jumper drops. Green's got 11.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Yeah, I concur. I mean, definitely on the roll right now. It seems like everything he's throwing up is going down.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down.
Boy, I tell you what, that's the play we'll remember if they can put together a little surge to break this game open.
Now, here's Green. 11 points in the game. Here's Capella, and the dunk by Capella.
Clint Capella has what we call raw strength. And because of that, he's able to play through contact and score the ball.
For the Rockets, Nene, he's checked in for Chris. Ennis comes in for James Harden. And Knight subbed in for Chris Paul. Then for the Grizzlies, Pachulia comes in for Marc Gasol. And it's Green in for Casper.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
And so here is Houston following the score by Memphis. Here's Ennis. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And a quick look now at how the Memphis Grizzlies' schedule is shaping up. On Wednesday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the Milwaukee Bucks. And then on Friday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics.
And for that Raptors game, it's always interesting for top teams to see how they compare to the best. in the East. This will be a chance to see just what this group is made of.
And the Rockets making a change here. Gordon's checked in. Takes the three. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Now here's Ennis. Guarded by Jackson. Ennis passes to Gordon. And Jackson with the block. AI kicks to Green. Back to AI. Shoots from the baseline. The Rockets pull it in. Nene's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
I think he's got to regroup and get himself together here. I mean, something's gone wrong with him this quarter. He's really fallen off.
Here's Harrison, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That one's on Eric Gordon. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Houston.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
And guys, I think you've got to give them credit for the number of steals they've taken away. I mean, a lot of effort on the defense from them tonight.
Lenz checked in for Memphis. Temple comes in for AI.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks for the Rockets. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Capella. James Harden comes in for Ennis. And Paul subbed in for Gerald Green. Memphis also making some changes. Dylan Brooks, he's checked in for Temple. And AI is subbed in for Andrew Harrison. And that one falls for Nene.
The muscle Nene brings on both ends, man, he knows how to use it too. The guy you don't want to fool around with at all.
One kick kicks to AI. And the jumper falls for him. AI's got 4 points in the quarter. 59 seconds left to play here in the third. Ball surveying the floor. He can't get it to go. And the Grizzlies going the other way now. Next up on the docket, the Bucks following this one. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Vitally important. I mean, if you relax for a second, you're cooked. You're toast. They learned that lesson there.
Harden inside the three-point line. The Rockets with another miss.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
It's good, and the Rocket lead is cut down now to just 6 in the basket from Brooks. And for Houston, they're shooting a troubling 38% in the third. Not the finest work of this offense. Brooks against Harden. Six to shoot. And Paul puts up a 2-3. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's the Houston Rockets with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. And they've created a bunch of turnovers with that terrific D. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery.
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Paul and Harden are the incredible backcourt duo. Gordon out there with P.J. Tucker, and it's Chris in at the 5. That's the 5 for Houston right now.
One of the hardest and trickiest covers in the league. Harden, not just a superb scorer, but also an amazing passer, which really makes him really hard to guard.
Here's Griffin, and good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Harden, and he banks in the layup. And the Rockets lead by 9.
I've got a word for Harden. It's indefatigable. Say that real fast, which basically means he's tireless. Even when he's carrying the whole offense, he's got great energy and stamina.
And you can see he just caught a glimpse of the open man on the perimeter and immediately got him the basketball.
Paul kicks to Harden. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 5 assists in the game.
Now you got to remember that Harden has a quick trigger, staple gun quick. This guy is looking to score as soon as the ball touches his hands.
AI dishes to Brooks. Here's Jackson. It's good. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Ball against Brooks. Ball goes in, and it's AI with the rebound. AI's got 8 rebounds in this game.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
Brooks kicks to Jackson. Outside Griffin. Memphis moving that ball around. Just 5 on the clock. And that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession. The Grizzlies making a switch here. Harrison's checked in. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Marcus Gasol picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Clint Capella, he's checked in for P.J. Tucker. Rockets leading by 7. Al Paul. 11 feet away. Good.
And we know Paul's not the biggest guy in the league, far from it, but that does not stop him from finding ways to score inside.
Griffin passes to Reyes.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give him a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
Harden's shot is off.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Harrison passes to Griffin. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Griffin's got 6 points in the quarter. And so it's Harden bringing it up for the Rockets. They've held a 12-point lead early. It's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession. Chris finds Paul. Passes it to Capella. And here's Gordon, defended by Gasol. Just 4 to shoot. Houston needs to get a shot off. And Chris Paul the bucket on the assist by Gordon. Gordon's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Tell you what, that mid-range game from Chris Paul, he's really an assassin from there. You can see less and less of that shot in this day and age, but CP's got the green light to shoot it.
AI can't hit.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Capella inside. He's up against Gasol.
Boy, that's finishing the defense there. He made a good effort on that possession defensively and then closed it out with the rebound.
Brooks kicks to AI. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. 30 points for AI.
A pretty free look from 3-point range. The D forgot about him on that possession.
You know, Greg, I think that might have been intentional. Perhaps it was not an accident because he's typically not the guy that's taking that shot at this stage of the game.
Harden left side. Over AI. Harden's shot is off. The Grizzlies trail by 5. Brooks with no one around. They get it back. That one falls.
Boy, the confidence of Gasol on the block is really impressive to see. I mean, once he gets good positioning, he goes right to work.
Harden outside. Dishes it to Capella. Kicks it to Paul for the 3. The Grizzlies pull it in. Offside Gasol. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol.
Bad turnover, plain and simple. No other way to describe it. I mean, he just threw it out of bounds.
Houston making a switch here. Tucker's checked in. Rockets leading by 3. Here is Harden. Down low. Got a piece of it. It's out of bounds to the Rockets as Houston retains possession.
So close to getting the steal there, but the deflection equally as effective.
Yeah, refusing to give up anything easy. Solid defense, and I like that attitude.
The shot by Paul, no good.
There's no other way to say it. Flat out bad defense. Didn't even contest the shot. Lucky for them, he misfired on it.
Out to the wing. And a wide open look for AI. That drops and it comes off an assist from Brooks. Brooks has got 3 assists in the game. Timeout called, the Rockets. They lead by 1. And there's a minute 45 left to play in the final quarter. And with his game closing in on the final buzzer, let's take a look at our Jordan player of the game.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. And that has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during that break, Mike D'Antoni talked to his team. This game is close, and he told his players, hey, guys, this is when it's fun, right? This is a close game, and this is when you get to show what you're made of. Right here, right now. Kevin, we'll see how they respond.
Thank you, David. Griffin passes to Harrison. AI outside, and then Griffin with the dunk.
And you can see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other.
And I tell you what, guys, that's a big play to make in a close game. Potential momentum builder there.
Here's Harden, and Gasol sends it back.
You really got to admire the reach of Gasol. He's excellent at utilizing those long arms of his to turn away shots.
Back to AI. 1:02 left in the fourth quarter. Gasol, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And Houston gets called for the foul. Good on the first, and that ties the game up.
And the way Mark plays, similar to his brother Powell, a soft-shooting big man with phenomenal length.
And you really can't say enough about his composure in the big moments, as cool as they come.
Ball right side. Frames it from downtown.
This is the red-hot version of Chris Paul right there.
Memphis has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Outside, Griffin.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Here's Reyes. Sinks the three-pointer.
Now, that is cold-blooded.
Indeed it is. Love seeing him deliver when they need him most. No fear taking these shots. I love it.
Lob pass to Capella. Yes!
The 6'10" Capella showing you some bounce on that alley-oop.
26 seconds left in the game. Harrison kicks to Brooks. Back to Harrison. Brooks outside. AI left side. Looking for Gasol. He gets it there. 4 on the shot clock. And stolen by Chris. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Sure. It's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
Timeout called. The Rockets. They lead by 1. 3 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Now, here is Harden, and so it's a narrow victory for Houston, pulling it out for the double. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
Well, folks, that
Hey, AI, I need you to do an interview with Griff real quick.
Now? Seriously?
I know, but it'll only take a second, okay?
All right, fine. Let's just get this over with.
AI, thanks for taking the time. I know it was a tough game.
Ain't that the truth?
So, tell me about it. How does it feel to be on the wrong end of a close game like this one?
Look, man, just come to me in my locker real quick.
You got it.
It's awful. You know, I feel like we let each other down, but what's even worse, I feel like we let the fans down. You know, they deserve a lot better than what we put on the floor tonight.
Can't win them all, though, am I right?
And that's true, but in a game like tonight where the score is so close, you know, you get a lot of what ifs. Like, if one thing had happened differently one way or the other, then it might be a completely different outcome. And, you know, that's what hurts. Okay? All right, that's it. Thank you.
Appreciate the honesty.
Guys, let's go.
Good luck turning it around next game.